Alright everybody, welcome back to the moth-hawk project. And today we're gonna be working on, getting all the lovely color in this spot right here. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And then after that I think we're gonna do some more drawing. I don't know for sure because I'm a little bit tired today, but I hope I will be able to get everything done properly. So no further ado, I'm gonna get started right now. Just give me one little second, and then I will be up and running all day long. So don't worry about it. All right, now since that is all solved, let's get started. So today, what we're gonna be doing is very easy, very simple. Today we're gonna be filling up the color here, and then get all the stuff that we wanted in the first place to be done. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Yeah, it has been a lovely day. A lot of things happened. One of those things was actually that it was raining all day long, so yeah, that was not very nice. It wasn't very nice indeed. So the main problem was that I wanted to do my daily walk today, but then I realized, like, well, it is raining, and I'm like, that's not good. So I had to wait for the rain to go away, and then I went for the daily walk, but I only took half of it, and then I realized that, yeah, it's gonna be raining, so I took the shortcut back home. Not a very good idea to have, having heavy rain. It's one of those things that you don't want to have in your bloody damn wet socks. Yeah, rain is not good when you have, like, very fragile socks and you're like, yeah, I'm walking here, but I didn't actually get up to do my walking properly. So I was a little bit lazy today, and yeah, it was shown, but luckily I didn't get punished for it, so it's all good now. It's all good, and we should definitely get this to 3.6. There you go. No, that's not 3.6. That's 3.6. Alright. So yeah, I did that, and somehow, the rain stopped and I could do the walk, and then everything went well. I have been working on a thumbnail for somebody else, so I've been doing productive work today, so that's all good. I'm a little bit tired of yesterday still, but not as tired as I was thinking I was going to be, but that means that it's actually quite positive that I was not tired too much. Alright, so one of the main issues that I had today is that, well, we're going to be doing this coloring in, and that would be all things considered to be very productive work, because, coloring is a thing that we need to do anyway. And then tomorrow we're gonna be doing the drawing again, and then, after that we're gonna do the coloring again. Note though, I don't know if I will be able to attend on the drawings Friday, since that my family is gonna go visit my little sister's, my little sister at her house, and apparently they had to celebrate because they adopted a cat. So yeah, it's a thing. Cats. I never figured that they would go for a cat, but oh well, it happens. So I hope the cat is gonna be behaving well, because I know that I'm allergic for cats. So congratulations for me. Gonna be fully stuffed with my nose, that's for sure. So yeah, what more? The whole idea here is that I'm trying to get this thing up and running properly, and hopefully then once that is done, I will be able to get all the parts done for the drawing. Yeah, probably. I'm already quite happy upon how far we already are at the drawing, so that's good. And now what we're doing actually is quite easy. One of the most easiest things to do, but also one of the most hardest things to do, and that is just, creating the texture for the wood itself, so the lighting up of the bark. There you go, that's the word. But yeah, so that's good. I did that, I explained that, yes. So yeah, once the box skin is all done and finished, we can then continue on with the tree itself. And then once the tree is fully completed, I will be very happy, because then I will celebrate, because then the biggest thing in the bloody damn drawing is actually gone. Or well done. Because it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's almost as big as the moth-hawk. Not in width, but in height it is. And yeah. Also, it requires a lot more difficult detail maneuvers than the moth-hawk. Moth-hawk requires only like certain types of things that you cannot do wrong, and the tree is like, yeah, things can go really wrong if you don't do it the right way. And that's the main problem I had with the moth, with the tree at least, because I was like a little bit like, oh boy, will this turn out great? And then, you know, because I don't have always high hopes, it's a little bit difficult. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing some drawings lately. Oh well, working on a thumbnail lately, and that is, it's getting there quite easily. I think tomorrow I will be done with it, and then it's all done and finished. Oh well, at least you know the coloring part of it is, and then I just need to do some little detail fixing, and then it should be ready to go. Why should it be ready to go? Because I realized that thumbnails cannot be need to be drawn in low resolution. So if you draw it in too high resolutions, the PNG file will be too big for YouTube to be producing. So technically, you need to have a cheap, easy, a very cheap, easy thumbnail that is not expensive at all. And that is quite annoying because, well, you know, YouTube is like, hey, you need YouTube Pro for this. And I'm like, wait, what? I need better YouTube to get better quality? Oh, well, that's strange. Because I have a feeling that that is indeed the case. Or at least it should be the case. In most cases, that is. Because I have a feeling that, well, since that the thumbnails are designed, because the thumbnails cannot be bigger than a certain amount of MB, I believe it is 210, no, 200 precise, yes, that was the word. 200 MB precise, so if you have a picture that is bigger than 200 MB, then, you know, you can't use it. And that is quite a problem indeed, because if you would draw a lovely little drawing and you're like, well, this drawing looks great, and you try to upload it and then you realize like you cannot use it. It's a really problematic thing. I had it once, I had it twice, I had it 3 times, and then I figured out how to do it properly, so yeah. From now on I will try to make sure that the thumbnails are, you know, they are gonna be good and they're gonna be looking great, but they need to be, you know, the way of 200 MB max. Or less even, if possible. Of course that's not always possible, therefore, you know, you need to figure out like, yeah, how do I do this? How do I get from point A to point B without any interferences or any problems that might occur while, you know, converting it to the right amount of size. And that is indeed a very problematic thing that can happen and occur. So trying to fix that problem is one of the most major things that I have been dealing with lately, because, you know, I had to figure out things, and I came to the conclusion that yes, you could technically lower down the graphics of your drawing and then, you know, get the drawing properly done correctly, but what also helps is actually fixing the file size. So by fixing the file size, by introducing less layers, you can lower down the size of the file. So technically you should also then be able to lower the size of the file once it's fully completed. But I don't know that for sure because, well, you know, it's a little bit of a trickaroo, and I don't know if the trickaroo is working properly, so oh well. Anyway, once that thing is done, once that thumbnail is done, I can then finally focus on the t-shirt design that I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna put on then the moth-hawk a little bit on hold because, well, you know, the t-shirt design needs to be done. So probably I'm gonna be doing 2 days of working or streaming on the moth-hawk, and then 2 days streaming on the t-shirt design. But of course, you know, I'm gonna be, in the meantime, I'm gonna be working on the t-shirt design out of sight. So I'm gonna be working on the t-shirt design, so it will be get there faster, because, you know, I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of time, but I don't have a lot of time, and I need to do a lot of research. No, not research. I need to have a lot of how do you say that? Examples of. I need some examples of posters because I need to have the right positioning, and the positioning is a little bit of a piece of well, you know, difficulty that I need to figure out. Like, I need this to be positioned like that, so how do I do that? Just like that. Alright, now that we've done this part, we can now go back under and work again on this part right here. It's lovely to see that, yeah, we're working on getting this tree up and running properly, and I'm very happy upon how the tree already turns out to be. Even though, you know, the tree might not be fully correctly designed, or, well, at least, you know, the way of how the tree works. It might not be fully designed like it should be, but it's decent. It's doable. I'm trying to do my very best here to get some cool looking designs. Well, cool looking lines to be designed. It's quite good to see that, you know, I'm trying to do my very best here. So that's good. Alright. So yeah. That's at least, you know, the thing that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be creating the t-shirt design that I need. Well, it's more a sweater than a t-shirt, but you get the point. It's I want it to be done so I can wear it, and you know, I like to wear it because, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome that you can create your own designs and just wear it like it's just a regular old-fashioned t-shirt or old-fashioned sweater. Even though, you know, you totally designed everything on it, because that's how cool, you know, the new well, that's the cool thing about it. Like, I don't have to worry about, like, oh no, will this fit the team? I would need to find something that will fit everything. I need this, I need that. And I'm like, no, I don't need this anymore, because I can just do this or that, and then boom, I have what I need. And that creates, like, creativity that I can just use to create better art. So the more I do this, the better I get at it, of course. Yes, true. But I also need to make sure that I do it, like, probably I'm going to be expending a week max on it. Yes, I will only spend a max a week on it, and then call it a day, and see how far I get on it. Probably I will be able to finish it in 1 week, and then, you know, get it done. But if I cannot get it done in 1 week, then yeah, I need to work on it a little bit later. But yeah, the thumbnail is gonna be getting quite easily done, because I figured out, like, oh well, I just need this, I need that, I need this. I only need to design 2 more things in it, and then I be able to get all the stuff I need in it, and then only coloring and drawing the line art on it, and that should work. It should function like a thumbnail, definitely, and it would work like it, because it does fit the theme. It does fit the theme like hell, and back again, because that's how, you know, And, well, the thumbnail represents what I wanted to represent in the first place. It represents mistrust and a lot of things that, you know, it's very common in that kind of trope where the thumbnail is going to be put into. So yeah, now that we're working on this bad boy, I'm very happy to see that, you know, all this hard work of mine is actually paying off quite well. Because I'm getting better at it. Like with the copycats, they look lovely, they act lovely, they see lovely. And I printed it out to see if how it looks on paper instead of, you know, digitally. And I love it. It is great. Sorry. I'm maybe a little bit gasping, but that's because... yikes. That's because, yeah, I was tired. I already told you guys. I was still a little bit tired of yesterday. Well, you know, it's a lovely day and I'm trying to do my very best here. And Tuesday I will not be able to draw as well, I believe, because of what I have planned. I have like things that came up later on. Yeah, because it was actually already planned in the first place, so therefore I cannot do that. I don't know if I can stream Thursday. Probably I need to do the sport as well, so sporting and drawing on Thursday is gonna be then not there because, well, you know, sporting is important because, well, I need to improve upon myself and therefore I need to do sports because, well, you know, conditions and all that stuff. It's important that, you know, I keep a healthy body. The main problem is because I need a healthy body, it means that also that, yeah, it creates some creates tiredness, and tiredness is one of those things that I don't like. It's like, I am so tired. Yeah, that's one of those things I'm always at anyway, but I'm trying to get better at it. Getting better at conditioning myself so that, you know, I can take more than before. So that's good. That's good. And as you can see, I'm trying to do my very best here to create some believable root effects that might not look like they are believable, but yeah, they look nice. They look nice. There you go. There you go. So, yeah, the main issue right here is that I don't have enough leeway on figuring out. Like, yeah, this part here is a little bit stilled out. It is, it's all the same. It's all the same roots, but it happens. It happens sometimes. Such things can exist and happen. So we should not be that worried about it, because eventually, you know, it does occur sometimes that, you know, you have these long lines that just, you know, continue forever and ever and ever, which we don't want, but it's not like we can avoid it or anything. So yeah. But yeah, we're trying to avoid them. That's the first goal in our ideas here. We're trying to avoid such effects from happening. Therefore, you know, we need to have the drawing part that we need, and then get that up there. So yeah, so the bigger the tree is, the more difficult it becomes to draw the texture, and that is because the texture is fixed on one type of tree. Well, one size of the tree, not part. Yeah. And yeah, and trying to figure out how to do that more often. So try to figure out how to get that texture into other trees that are the same, bigger size or smaller sizes or whatever. it does create a kind of challenge, and that challenge doesn't always have to be bad. No, really, it's an experience that is quite unique to the most of this drawing in the first place, because I never had that problem with the moth-hawk's feathers. Like for instance, these feathers here, I never had problems with that, because of oh boy, my head. Because of how the feathers are created. And the feathers are created in such a way, that it's quite easy to understand how feathers work. So you have bigger feathers on the side, on the bottom side, and you have like very big feathers. So as you can see, that's how you create a wing. But the main problem is that wing is very difficult for us to draw. No, this wing is not as difficult as to draw than the bloody wood. So if I had wood, it's far more difficult to draw the right size of the texture, because still we have the wood and we need to fill it up to the bone, because that's how this is how this tree works. And if we do it too often with the same pattern, then that's where the problem lies. And you don't want that pattern to be consistent, because, well, you do want to have the pattern to be consistent, but you don't want to have the pattern to be consistent that everybody spots it on the spot, like, oh, well, that's the pattern that's the pattern I see. Wow, it's a pattern. Oh, I see now. So yeah, you don't want the pattern to be you want the pattern to be consistent, but you don't want it to be straight visible. Because if you make it straight visible, then, well, you know, the whole effect, it will draw the eyes away from the thing that you want to show, which is the bird. And to fix that is really hard, because, you know, that's why this is actually quite difficult. Because I want to draw the texture on the tree, but I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be seeing like, oh, look at that tree, and then nothing else. That's the main problem. You want it to be eye-catching, but you don't want it to be that eye-catching that it will overrule the rest. Because if you have that, then, well, most of the drawing is gonna be, well, not there anymore, and that's a real shame. And because you're trying to do your very best upon fixing all the fixing the drawing itself, it creates this kind of you know, issue. The issue is that, you know, you try to create the texture, but you cannot use this texture you cannot use the texture in ways that you actually want it to work. And this is why it's very hard for me to get the texture right, because, well, it can be used in multiple ways, and not every way is the same, and not every way is the right way here. And that is indeed a problem. It's not a problem in, let's say, it's not a problem like it should be a problem all the time. No, it's a problem in the way of, well, we have this tree and we need to fix the bloody damn lines, so that, you know, the lines are still working like they should work as bark lines, so they always should extend from one another and then, you know, follow up on each other, so it feels like they're overlapping each other, which gives this wood feeling to it. But we don't want it to be too obvious, or, well, we don't want it to be too outstanding, so that the whole bloody damn drawing is gonna be like, look at me, I don't exist anymore. Only tree does. And no, we don't want that. We don't want a tree to be existing alone. That's not what it wants. We want a tree to be the supportive kind of guy who says like, hey guys, you should really look at this moth-hawk because he's cool and stuff. So yeah, you, I hope you get the drift upon that, or, well, the thought upon that anyway. It is, it's very important that the tree is supportive towards the moth-hawk, which gives then the eyes to look like, hey, look at that guy. That guy is really cool. I'm just the background character. You need to have them to be supportive. You don't want them to be, you don't want to have like a building stand out way too much, so that, you know, the character actually gets out of vision, out of eye vision. So you're like literally looking at a page and you're like, wait, there's supposed to be a character here, but look at that building. That's so cool. That's only cool. And then, you know, the whole character just gets yeeted out of existence. Yeah, that's not very good. So yeah. And to prevent that from happening, that's why I'm trying to get my, that's why I'm taking it very slow upon the texturing, because, well, you know, I don't want it to stand out that much. And therefore, you know, I need to create a texture that works properly, and that takes more effort and more time, and it's more consuming than just your average Joe texture. That's why it's always important that you just need to work. That's why it's important to work always with all the people that you have, and not just work around with all the things that you have and then figure out what is good and what is bad. Because sometimes things can work and sometimes they cannot work at all. And I mean like at all. I know already how I'm gonna be drawing the thumbnail, because that's how far ahead I was thinking, like, oh, I want this kind of effect to it. Alright, how can I make it more looking like what I want it to be? It's gonna be less cartoony. Alright, fine. I'll deal with that by adding more cartoony stuff towards it so that it looks more cartoony again. And I use the same art style that I used before with the bomb, but then use the not the art style from the Firebird, but use the art style more of using the art style that I used back at the Story of Awesomeness, which actually works really well with that thumbnail, because, well, you know, well, technically you could go also for the flame, but it really depends. It really depends on how it ends up to be with the color scheme and the color and the lighting of it. But right now, it does already look nice, so I'm very happy upon that. So as you can see, I'm trying to do a lot of drawing parts. I'm trying to color in some lines and then use those lines to create new lines and then create this bark appearance towards it. And that really helps. It really helps that, you know, the bark appearance does exist, because all of these lines do create the feeling of a tree, and that is important. Because if we didn't have that, and we had only like these big giant lines that are all already there, because there is some inconsistency in the tree, it creates the effect of that, well, you know, not every part of this tree is the same. And that is what we need to do, because we don't want to have like a straight line all the time. We don't want this. No. We don't want that kind of effect. And I did it wrong. Control Z, Control Z, Z, Z. So that's why we're doing it. And because we're doing it like that, it does give maybe a little bit of more issue towards the end result, because, you know, it takes more time. But it creates a far better pleasing picture in the long run. And that's what we want. We don't want to have like, you know, we don't want to have like a picture that can just be like, oh, well, forget, or, well, forgotten in like a one-go pony trick. We need to have passion and we need to have love put into this drawing anyway. And that's what I like about it. That's why I always love to draw anyway. I like to draw when I have joy and all that stuff into it. I always put that into it. It's very important to put your passion and love and your all that lovely stuff into your drawing. Even though it might make your drawing look a little bit more different than before, but it creates a soul, and a soul is far better than, you know, just your average copycat. Nobody wants a copycat like that. I might say that, you know, copycat is not one of the most easiest things to do. Yes, true. Copying people's work is a very hard thing to do, but it gives away it drains away the creativity of the drawing. And if you can maybe, you know, use some aspects of the drawing that you're copying, like for instance the pose or the outlook of the drawing. So you know, just the pose and the hands, and then you know, add some new stuff towards it. It creates a far better view, or well, at least creates a far better idea. Drawing, It just creates things better. All right. So now that we're done with this, we can now take a look at this, and yes, it works. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yes, it works like a charm. Look at that. That feels like a tree. That feels like a big old-fashioned tree. It looks like a tree. It feels like a tree. It adds up like a tree. And as you can see, maybe here and there we need to add some lesser parts towards it. How much time do we have left? We can do that. So yeah, we're gonna go back here and we're gonna go nice and easy. We're gonna go switchy-rooey towards this guy, and we're gonna add some lesser. So yeah, we're gonna make a lesser so that it does not be so evasive. That's the main problem sometimes. You know, you have these invasive lines that don't add up with the drawing itself, and that's what needs to be fixed sometimes. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing this, and then boom, boom. No longer does it look like it is being invasive. It's no longer looking like an invasive line, and that's important because now that it is no longer evasive, once we add the darker color towards the drawing, the whole tree will light up in the sky and shine upon everybody. Because that's the next part. Because we're now only drawing the texture part. We're not drawing the lighting and the coloring yet. So since that we have not yet, we have colored, but the lighting and the shading, I mean. So if you could imagine it, hold on, I'm gonna save right here, and then I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna show it you on this layer right here. New layer, new chances, new layer. All right. So I'm just gonna be adding some cool looking light. So this is light, right? And then we're gonna add some graffiti painter, yes, like that. All right, that's great. All right, that's a good graffiti painter, yes. So what do we need? Well, we need to have a lighter, and that lighter is going to be going like so. So this is going to be the lighter part, and as you can see, this doesn't work well. That's because we're using the same line. Now we're going to add some darker color towards this, and now we're gonna do the merging part. And now the tree looks nice, easy. And now if we add, around here, I believe, yes. Now that we have done that, we can now add that towards it, yes. And now you can see. And now you can see that the tree is lighting up. So it didn't look like now that the tree has been lighted up, but you can see definitely that the tree has been lighted up from both sides towards the thing. So it creates this effect that we want. We want this tree to be looking quite nice, but we also want to have this round feeling towards it. Because if you look at a tree, it's probably round, right? I never have seen a square tree before. Let me just take a look if there is a square tree anyway, because I have a high feeling that there is no square tree. Otherwise, if there is a square tree, I am quite surprised. Oh, wait, square? No, square. Cubic tree. Cubic tree then? Is that the word? Cubic tree. Real cubic tree. Wait. Let's go for a real cubic tree. Real cubic tree. Real cubic tree. Is there any cubic tree that really is cubic? Probably not. Nope, there isn't any. As you can see, there is no cubic tree right here. They might have, you know, trees that are stuck in cubic tree, stuck in trees, but not like that. So, as you can see, trees have these roundness to it. So you can see round trees, round, 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 round. It doesn't matter which size it has. It doesn't matter how much sizes it has. It has this cool-looking round effect towards it. And that's why we need it. We need to have this organic round feeling towards it. And this is why we have this tree. There you go. This is why we want this effect to be implemented to it, but we don't want it to be pushed too much, but we do want to have it implemented to it, so that if we look at the bigger picture right now, we can see that it already feels like, you know, the tree is getting there, like, you know, it's getting round. Rounder. Rounder. Rounded. Round. Ah. It is a little bit more round. That's the idea. So if we now remove the effect, which we can because we have it on a separate layer, you can already see that it's now much more different. It doesn't stand out. It's gone. And now the tree doesn't feel round. But what the tree does feel like, it does feel like a tree because of the texture. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to first draw the texture, then we're going to color it, then we're going to do the coloring, and then we're going to do the shading, which creates the roundness, and that will fix most of the problems anyway. Alright, I'm gonna be saving this bad boy, and we can see that it's still on 4 gigabytes, so that's good. Alright. I think I will leave it here. I believe. Let me just take a look. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here. So, yeah, it has been a little bit shorter than before because, well, you know, we came to the end at the first part. Tomorrow we will try to get to the next part. So tomorrow we will try to get towards come on, pencil. There you go. Tomorrow we will try to get towards this. That's horrible. That's a horrible size. Why did I go for that? I went for 3.6, right? Yeah. As you can see, my drawing just went from very, very cool to absolutely garbage. Alright. So what do we want to draw? Well, we want to draw this. So we're trying to get this part. So now if we remove the bird, can we do that here? Yes, we can. We can remove the bird, right? Yeah, we can remove the bird. There you go. So what we want to do is actually get this part till here. We want to be done. So tomorrow we will be drawing this. So this is what we're going to be drawing. We're going to also need to sketch this up. So, yeah, we need to sketch this up. So that's what I'm going to be also doing. So sketching, drawing upwards here. So since I have some spare time, I can show you what I mean. So what we want to do, is actually, yes, give me that. So we want this tree to be big, right? We want this tree to be big. So around here might be a good way to call it upwards. So we have this tree, and then we have all the stuff underneath it. So this is all gonna be like whip, whip, and then go there. And this is what the tree is gonna be looking like. So we have this tree right here. We have this part. So we want to draw this. We want to draw this. We want to draw that. And then we're gonna go. Then the next. And then this is tomorrow. And then the day after that is Thursday, which I cannot. Tuesday. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. It's gonna be Thursday, then I cannot do work, and then Friday I cannot do work. Ugh. Because, well, I cannot do stream, I can do work, but I don't do the moth-hawk. Then, alright, so 2 days off, and then Monday, yes. So tomorrow we're gonna fix this, and then Monday again we're gonna finish up this bad boy up and make it look pretty, and then we can do the part that is called the design of the lighting and darkening. Yeah, the shading. We're gonna do then the shading. Yes. All right. I think that's it for today. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I hope I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you all a lovely day, and bye.